We are back this week answering the third and final question of the three questions that every parent needs to answer for their sons and their daughters. Today is the final question. We're your hosts, Derek and Gina England. Babe, what's our question?
Okay, our question this week, sons are asking, am I important? And daughters are asking, do you see me? So Derek, why do you think it's important for sons to have the question of, am I important, answered?
Well, I think it goes back to so much of what we've been talking about, is it is a personal identity and value question. Mm-hmm. Am I important to you? This gives sons recognition of where they rank in the priority list, mm-hmm. right? And I think really it is the question that God answered for Jesus when he came up out of the water in the Jordan River. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is my son of whom I am well pleased. God was so proud of Jesus. And that was written on his heart, and it's written on the hearts of every young boy as he's growing up to know, my parents, I'm important to my parents. Mm-hmm. I'm a priority. They're going to take care of me. They're going to support me in what I need to do and to feel pursued. Mm-hmm. I think the other side, because the sons and the daughters, I think it's two parts of the same coin. Do you see me? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a variation or a way that a daughter is asking about importance. Mm-hmm. But young girls are asking, do you see me? And it is way more than just physical beauty. It's way more than do you see me physically. It is, do you see me? Am I unique? Am I special? Am I lovely? Am I wonderful? Am I talented? Mm-hmm. Do I stand out from everybody else? Mm-hmm. Do you see me? Mm-hmm. Do you hear me? Am I understood? Am I accepted? And I think these two things, answered for sons or daughters with a yes, create a sense of strength and confidence for them to move out into the world.
Right.
Compared to if they get answered with a no, well, then there's this gaping hole in their identity and who they believe themselves to be. And so they put that on peer groups, mm-hmm. on society, on everything that they purchase. I was thinking the other day, as we were talking about, do I have what it takes on one of our previous videos? And I think it's similar to this for boys of, am I important to you? Do I have what it takes or am I important? I think culture puts an incredible emphasis on if you buy this, mm-hmm. you have what it takes, or if you buy that, you are important. And I think it's the same thing for women. If you do this thing, you will be seen. If you buy that thing, if you use this product, you'll stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. There's so many aspects of that. Like, yes, the physical, do you see me? And I think that is paramount to letting your daughter know that you see her. And so whether or not she comes up to you and you're sending out a text message, if it's not urgent, put the phone down. Like, actually give her your physical sight. You are face to face with her. Your eyes are making eye contact with her. You're not distracted by a phone, a TV. What are other things that distract us? I don't know, a book you're reading, whatever it is. Like, stop and give her the eye contact. And also, I think just knowing their minds, like, do you see me? And so knowing her preferences or knowing her efforts that I could be able to speak into those or applaud. I think it's more than just the do you see me on the outside, but do you see who I am? Do you see my heart? Do you see my mind? And taking the time to actually study them. I consider myself a student of my family. Like, I study Derek, I study Sawyer, I study Jack. And I think many of us are students of our family. I was talking to someone last week and just saying, okay, say that you are making hamburgers for your family. You're going to know how dad wants his burger, how each child wants their burger, how you want your burger. And so, hey, know their preferences, know the things that trigger them, the things that set them off or make them feel insecure, mm-hmm. or the things that they delight in, mm-hmm. and be delighted in being a student of them. What makes them tick? And I think that knowing that they are known and that they are seen increases their value. It's affirming to them. It validates, hey, I am known, I'm seen.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. I appreciate that. You know, I have this little dad calendar that I flip every day, and it has a little quote or something on it, and it doesn't have the actual date on it, so I use it year after year after year after year. And one of them says, children spell love Time. And I think that's so important to communicate and to answer these questions for our sons and daughters of, am I important?
Right.
And do you see me? Well, when we invest time in what's important to them or what they want to do, and I don't mean all of our time, and I don't mean to the detriment of family chores and that kind of stuff, but making an effort to pursue them on their level, whatever their level is, whether that's as little kids going outside or going for a walk or playing outside, to older kids, it might be for boys hunting or fishing, or girls, it might be another activity. But when we purposefully and intentionally spend time with our kids, it communicates to them, you are a priority because I'm willing to put aside all of this other stuff and give my time resource to you. And I think we as parents can do that better. I think we can do that consistently. And I think that's one way that we can answer these questions for our sons and daughters.
Now, I know that we touched on daughters. Do you see me? But what can you say to us about sons? Am I seen? What are ways, or am I important? What are ways that we can show our sons that we're important?
Well, I think it is supporting them. I think it is, again, time. I think it is helping them understand and pursue who they are created to be, and to help them grow and develop as young men. We've talked on the previous ones of men have a tendency to run towards areas they're strong and run away from areas that they're weak. And so let's find ways to build strength in our sons. Let's pursue them. Let's encourage them. Let's train them. I can only think about, for Jack and I mean, we're two peas in a pod. Whatever he likes, I like, and whatever I like, he's going to like. And so it's easy for me to want to do something with him because, well, I enjoy it too. But I think that is what it is if we can do something that our kids like. I have a buddy who texted me, and he said, hey, I'm having a hard time connecting with my teenage son. What are you any suggestions? And my recommendation and my advice to him was exactly what I'm saying here. It's really simple. Is, hey, put aside all of the expectations that you have on that time and just go be with them. We learned a long time ago at church that women like face-to-face time, and then they move to shoulder-to-shoulder time. Men have a tendency to like shoulder-to-shoulder time activity, and that builds and grows and has a shared experience, which leads to face-to-face time. I think you use this trick on me all the time. If you want to have a good conversation, you say, hey, let's go for a walk, because you get me shoulder to shoulder, and then I'll start talking and communicating.
Right.
And it's really easy.
And I feel that's the same way with Jack, is doing the things that he's interested in. And he's very active. And so in order to pursue him, to show him that he's important, okay, I'm going to engage in the things that he is interested in. He doesn't want just the face-to-face time, and, he's not looking for compliments and seeking like that, but he is looking for time together spent doing an activity that he likes.
And it could be different for other sons, right?
For sure.
Maybe some sons want the relationship, the conversation, maybe they're good at puzzles or music or something like that. And so it is pursuing them in that way to say, hey, I want you to know that you are important to me, and I see you and the things that you like. And so I'm making an effort in those things.
Right.
It also reminds me of a silly movie on Netflix of, I can't think of the family. It's a cartoon movie that we watched as a family, but the daughter loves movie making. And the dad is like this big, rough, gruff, outdoorsman, likes to camp and hunt and all this stuff. And he just can't understand why his daughter likes to make movies. And they're silly movies that he just doesn't even understand. By the end of the movie, of course, he understands it.
Right.
But it is just that, hey, there can be a disconnection on what a parent likes versus what a kid likes, either a son or a daughter. But it's, as a parent, taking that responsibility on ourselves to step across that boundary into our kids' lives.
Right.
Not expecting the children to step across that boundary into our lives.
Right. That's great.
And that goes no matter the age, right? As a 40-year-old man to my 16-year-old daughter, or if I'm 60 and she's whatever that would be in 20 years, 36, I still have to step across that boundary into her and pursue stuff in her life that she likes.
Right. And I think that we're able to identify those things that our children like by being the students of them. So study those behaviors, study them so that you identify those areas that you can validate them in.
Yeah, I agree. Because we want to communicate, am I important to you? And do you see me? I think as a father to daughters, or a father to a daughter, and I'm speaking to fathers who have daughters, I can think of a wonderful time. Sawyer and I used to go to these daddy-daughter dances, and she would get all dolled up, and I'd get all dolled up, and I'd pull the car out of the garage, and I'd pull around to the front of the house, and I'd ring the doorbell, and she'd be waiting for me, and I'd open the door, and she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And she wanted to be seen and recognized and so special. But that was only the first part.
Right.
The second part is when we were dancing, she needed me to be locked in. I mean, laser focused, eyeball to eyeball. And, oh, hey, I didn't realize there were other people dancing here too. I was so focused on you. Like,
yeah, she's the only girl.
She wanted to be the only girl at that ball.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to be seen. She wanted to be recognized and unique and special in my eyes as a dad.
Right. That's good.
I think, unfortunately, so many girls these days, young women, are doing things to be seen, whether that's behavior or whether that's appearance. They want to stand out. I think girls today are competing against not just the company that they keep, the people that are right there in front of them, but they have to do all the more to be seen against social media. And it creates this unhealthy framework about, hey, how do I be seen? How do I get seen? How am I recognized? You know, the other day we did at the breakfast table, we all got out sheets of paper and we had to draw a world map from memory. And some of us did better than others. Some of us got most of the continents and countries correct. Oh, you did good?
Oh, I thought it was bad. Okay, I did bad.
But it made me think when you come to situations like this of, am I seen? Am I important? Is going back to the world map. If we don't know where all the countries are, then we don't have a solid framework about how worldwide economics or political events or all of that happens. So if you're not solid on the foundation, how can you build a solid framework? And I think it's the same thing here for sons and daughters who, man, if they don't know what healthy looks like, if a son doesn't know what it feels like to be important to his family or his parents, or if a daughter doesn't know what it feels like to be seen and recognized and heard and accepted by her family, then she's taking that broken framework into dating relationships or possibly marriage or friendships or workplaces. And constantly it doesn't work out, or it's frustrating, or it's broken, or whatever it is, because she doesn't have a healthy framework to begin with to put that foundation upon. But we can do that, right? You can do that as a parent, is to give her a healthy framework of what it means to be seen and heard and recognized, or what it means to show him that he's important on a consistent daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis.
Right. I agree. And I think when we're not showing our daughters that they're seen, that it just allows disconnect there, where they might feel invisible to us, or they just emotionally check out because they come to us seeking something. And if we're giving them, no, I don't see you, then they would have more of a self-protection or a guard up, like, okay, I felt rejected. I don't want to go there anymore. And so I think it can create distance in the relationship between the parents and the child, the daughter.
I agree. But I think you've got a great saying talking about what we can do as parents about what we are.
It's easy to sense who God is from the relationships that we've experienced here on earth. If we have had a great earthly father and mom, it's easy for us to recognize God is good, or to have that acknowledgement of like, oh, my mom and dad were good. How much greater is God? But there are those of us that have not had good earthly parents. And so it's harder to recognize the goodness of God because we impose what we've experienced here on earth upon Him. So parents, we have this opportunity to be that merge lane to the highway with the Lord, that you can answer each of these questions, the 3 questions for your sons, the 3 questions for your daughters, and give them that opportunity to be that merge lane onto the highway with the Lord, that they can easily see God answer these questions for them. Because not all of us are blessed to have them answered here by our earthly parents. And if you're that person who wasn't blessed to have those questions answered, these questions can still be answered by the Lord. You can go straight to Him, and He will tell you that you are important. He will tell you that He sees you, that you have what it takes, that you are beautiful, and that you are worth fighting for.
Good. It's a good reminder, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. 3 questions every parent needs to answer for your son and for your daughter. Again, Family ID has produced this book for you. Please go check it out on Amazon. We'll put the link in the description notes. We have a free downloadable ebook version of this book for you if it would be easier for you to download it. Also at Family ID, what Gina's saying is the greatest discipleship happens in the home. And so we have incredible content, tools, and resources to help you with that discipleship inside the home. Family-ID.com. We have a free Family ID assessment that gives one of 16 different family types. It's just a fun activity. 60 questions. You rank them. Strongly disagree to strongly agree, and it will pop out one of 16 unique family types to describe the culture and the dynamics inside your home. We also have the free Family ID Masterclass where you can help understand and discover your unique identity, purpose, and direction inside your home, because God within His sovereignty has put your family together. So for what purpose has He put you together? And I believe that all begins with identity inside the home. So thanks for joining us on 3 questions that every parent needs to answer for your sons and for your daughters. And we'll join back next time.